Good day, fellas. So today we are going to have a look at my new poison slash plague archer build. I've been having a lot of fun with this one. It's something a little bit different. So we'll start off, I'll just show the combat and then we'll jump into more explanations. It's very basic combat. So let's just teleport out here. I might die, who knows. I did just increase the difficulty. But you pretty much just want to hit your Vanish button and then start auto-attacking. And the poison spreads, so it's like a plague. And it's pretty strong. And this is very early on this character. Like, it's only a couple hours old. So it's got some pretty good mobility with the Vanish. And the boss damage is actually surprisingly good as well. So, I mean, I'm very happy with how this one's going. So the way poison works is kind of strange. I thought that the poison was the ailment damage, but it's not. It's like, so in this game, if you have like fire damage, right? When you hit with a weapon, it will do a fire damage just hit. And with the poison damage, it's the same. So it does put a poison stack on, but that's not like the plague, I believe. So the ailment for poison is plague. So if you scale the ailment damage and ailment power and all that stuff, ailment chance, that is a higher chance to inflict plague. And plague is the... Ooh, jeez. Those spiders are scary. Plague is like the effect that can be caused. So just like fire has burning and lightning has shock, poison has plague. Okay, so let's go back to town. So you've seen it's just hit Vanish and shoot. Okay, so if we just have a quick look here. So Vanish, this is the skill we're using to sort of boost our stuff. It gives 20% increased attack and cast speed. We don't care about the cast speed, but 20% attack speed, really good. When directly used, gain an additional 45% increased move speed that decays over 3 seconds. Grants 60% increased ailment chance, which is the plague, and 16% increased ailment damage, which is damage with the plague. Okay, we are using preparation. Preparation is an aura. That's what's reserving our mana at the moment. And this is giving us plus 10 poison weapon flat damage. Grants 100% weapon damage converted to poison. So the flat damage on the bow is converted to poison. And grants you 13 poison weapon damage whenever you hit an enemy with weapon attacks that have a you have a secondary 50% chance to apply plague. Okay. So, and then we are literally using the starter attack, right? So let's go into the Masteries and sort of have a look at what's going on. So we start off here in the core tree, which is a bit different than most builds. But we are going to go look at our primary attack. So I've maxed this out. This was the first thing I did. Okay, just max this skill out. I took 1 point in Tailwind for the pierce. I've got 2 points in Volley for the extra arrow chance. And then I've put 5 points in Toxicity, which is 100% damage converted to poison damage. On hit, deals poison damage equal to 35% weapon damage every second for 3 seconds. Okay, so that is what's causing us to, you'll see, shoot an extra arrow or extra 4 arrows every now and then. Okay, cool. All right, So that's all I've done in here so far. I do plan on maybe going into dodge a little bit later and get some distance and maybe some speed or charges. It does make bossing a lot more comfortable. But after you've gotten your 17 points in here, then you will go into your rogue tree. Now, you aren't going to put any points into your abilities until you get to the second tier. So that's when you'll get preparation. And then the third tier is where you get the Vanish skill. I'm currently leveling Vanish at the moment, so every level I put points into this. But if we go into our preparation skill, you can see we've got Envenom here. Aura grants you and your allies an extra 10 weapon damage as poison. And grants 100% weapon damage converted to poison. Plus 60 energy reserve. Okay. Weapon coding. This grants 13 poison flat damage with more plague chance. Okay. And then ability enhancer grants additional 8% increased poison damage and physical damage. Now, I'm contemplating whether to take the 2 points out of here and put them in here instead, because I already have a way of converting my weapon damage. The only real reason I'm doing this at the moment is for the poison damage. I don't know if this stacks, so I've got to mess with that a little bit. But that's the aura, so you just toggle that on and that's it. GG. Now for Vanish, we are here. We've got 3 points into burst speed. This is the first thing I grabbed. Just grants you more attack speed, move speed. It's very nice for relocating to get some range on some enemies and turn around and shoot them. Then this one, more ailment chance. And we'll probably max this out. Okay, so that's 3 more points. We got 2 left over. We'll either take maybe the critical, the enhanced duration, or the lifesteal. We'll pick out of these. I'll probably get the duration, so the buff lasts longer. Now, from here on, this gets this is where we start diving into what skills to grab over here. So I wanted to get this one done ASAP because it's more plague chance, more plague damage. Like, this is what we want. Okay, so if you can, before you go putting points in here and in here and in here, I would max this out, come in here, get more plague chance, get more poison damage with poison penetration. Okay, this is probably the most important node. And then after that, I would either pick one of these two. They're both very good. So this one obviously gives you more plague chance. It gives you more ailment stacks, so your poisons and plagues stack up higher. In here, you've got the ailment amount, so the +2, and more ailment chance. Okay, so this is just really nice. And then this is obviously great because we want to get as much attack speed as possible, and it also has really decent increased damage. So definitely hammer this skill when you can. All right. I have put a few points into here for Vitality, Lifesteal. I don't think this is worth it. I should probably just remove it. But from there, if I was to remove that, I would probably not even put that in this tree. Yeah, I wouldn't. I would remove that. You know what? Let's do it right now. Boom. Okay. And then we go over into our lovely warfare. Speaking of, I've got some divinity points to put in. Cool. So warfare, we haven't touched yet. So what I was thinking with this one is here, we want this attack speed. We probably want to max this out just because we need attack speed. So we are going to hammer this up all the way. Get this, it's extra attack speed, really strong. And then more ailment chance with weapons, really strong. Okay, so that's what we're going to be going for. You can see we currently have an ailment chance of 29%. Just keep trying to push that number up as high as you can. Okay. As for the rest of the stuff, projectile damage, projectile speed is a very nice one. More attack damage, that's good. Damage and rage effect could be good. But as for the rest, I would probably not bother with anything else. So I would max this out and max out this. These will be sort of the next places I'm putting all my passives. Okay. Now, moving along now to the attributes section. I have put every point into agility. I don't know if this is the right play. I did want this because I want the poison damage, but there are a lot of bows that require might. But I don't think it's worth it because there's no damage modifiers down here that are really going to help. Although we are converting our base damage to poison, so maybe it's fine. Either way, I've gone max agility, mainly for this node, for poison damage and lightning damage increase. Okay. As for gear, we haven't got anything crazy. You know, we've got a little bow here. It's got a little bit of flat poison damage on it, some ailment power. That's about all that's useful on it. And then I've just been going for things like health regen, glancing hits. I'm looking to get, like, I want attack speed on here. I want attack speed on here. You know, I want to get as much attack speed on my gear as I can, and I just haven't found any. The rings getting more weapon poison on them. Ailment chance, attack speed, poison damage, you know, all that sort of stuff. That's what we want when it comes to our gear. And agility. Wherever you can get agility, even might. If you could maybe get might on your gear instead of agility, then it will open you up with a lot more options for different bows that you'll be able to use. Now, at the end here, before we leave, I thought I would just go and do a boss. I might die because I just increased the difficulty, but hey, I thought I would at least try and show it. So let's do that real quick. Oh, okay, I just died there. That's alright. Should be killing the stuff. Let's quickly respawn. That was a player error. Right. But now we can just teleport to our corpse. Alright. Okay, reset the boss just to make sure. And turn on our poison buff. Get down here a little bit. Now this boss here is probably the best one if you want to farm gear and XP, because you get all these waves of crabs at the start, which actually give you a reasonable amount of XP towards your leveling. Okay, if you watch my XP bar, because the boss kills don't give incredible amounts of XP. So I would recommend farming this boss. I have not fought this guy at level 22 yet, so... But you can see the damage is pretty respectable if you guys have fought many bosses. We got like 13 stacks of poison. Oh, and I died. But that's all I wanted to show. The damage, and my gear is not very good. I'm still working on all of that. We've got to... We've just increased the difficulty of the mobs and the bosses, so as you saw, they were like level 22, and my gear is like, you know, level 13, you know, 13, Still very low. But if you like the idea of the build and you're going to give it a whirl yourself, then drop a like, hit subscribe, join the Discord, come hang out off stream, and also link us some of your. One thing I really want is people to join the Discord to actually, in the Titan Quest channel, link us any of the cool purple items you've gotten. Some people have found some crazy stuff, like things that will allow your bow to shoot 4 extra projectiles, or your basic attacks with bows will explode on hit. I've seen weapons that have plus plague stacks and just, yeah. So I'd be interested to see what is actually in the game, what's out there. So if you've got a bunch of crazy items, join the Discord. Please share them with us. Let us see what you got. And I will catch you in the next video. Peace.